We're going to be telling you how to gain your first 1,000 followers on Instagram. My name's Jonathan Aguilar.
And my name is Chase Chappell. We have a ton of value packed into this podcast for you today.
Oh yeah, we're going to be talking about how you should be implementing these strategies that we're about to be telling you.
This is not only going to get you your first 1,000 followers, but set the road up for success for the next 100,000 followers.
Exactly. So the first thing we want to start talking about is good quality content.
Yeah, so you always want to make sure that you're always making sure that it's quality and quantity at the same time.
Right.
So even though you're posting quality, you want to be as consistent and as possible, whether that's 1 to 2 posts weekly consistent or every single day.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. A lot of these people posting content on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, it's just quantity over quality. And there's no reason why you can't incorporate both with your content.
Yeah, you got to hustle if you want to grow your Instagram page and really just any social media in general. And if you want to generate sales and leads, you're going to have to make sure you're posting. And if it's not of quality, one, people aren't even going to interact with your post and get you a high engagement.
Yeah, there's no reason to interact with the content if it's not quality content, So you could have as much videos as you want on YouTube, but nobody's going to pay attention to them if they're not good quality.
Exactly. But in order to get noticed, you got to make sure that you are sticking with quantity as well. It's one of those things where it's like it goes both ways.
Exactly. You got to find the equilibrium. That's great that we both said that at the same time. But yes, like we were saying,
That's
you got to find.
That's when you know that's what you should be doing.
You got to find the equilibrium between the two. So you got to be posting a lot, but you at the same time you need to make sure that all those posts are good quality.
Yeah, so once you start doing that, you want to make sure you're revolving it around a brand. So you need to figure out what your brand is, what are the colors, what is the font you always use, what's your style.
Exactly.
And keep that consistently throughout your posts. So that way when you post once and then you post like the 15th time, someone says, hey, they recognize the post and they continue to like it and they engage with the content because they know that's your brand.
Yeah, you need to have a theme with your Instagram. I know a lot of people will stick with 5 posts to the same theme, and then the 6th one, I'll look at it and I was like, what the heck? Who is this?
We'll start switching it up.
I don't recognize this post at all.
Because either A, they're not confident in what they're doing. Wrong. They should be.
Exactly.
And then what happens is they start to get all confused and start posting random stuff. And B, that makes them get off track, which can completely blow everything the wrong way.
Exactly. And you got to remember, Instagram is a highlight tool, okay? You need to be posting good quality everything on Instagram. So you don't have room to be sloppy on this platform.
Absolutely not. It's one of the things where you highlight absolutely everything.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't agree more.
And one of the things is you don't just need to be posting photos of your business's brand, just in general photos. You need to be doing video, GIFs, stories.
Oh, yeah,
all of
our
these
GIFs.
things incorporate into what can become a major machine in growing your company.
Yeah, Chase made a GIF for our company, and it looked amazing. It almost gave me a seizure after looking at it for a while, but it definitely captured it captured a lot of attention.
With a 6-second span of attention, you have to do something in order to get someone to stop and look at it. And what's cool about that is we got a lot of engagement. A lot of people got, posted a bunch of comments about it. And
it's
one
literally
of those
a war zone out there for attention, isn't it?
You're battling for space.
Yeah, you're literally battling on Instagram.
If we were to go into a topic about algorithms, it would go for days.
Dude, algorithm is a powerful superpower.
But yeah, staying on note, you need one of the most important things we could tell you right now is interacting with the people on the platform you're trying to grow. So if you're trying to get those 1,000 followers, you need to interact with at least half that.
Engagement.
You'll notice that you get consistent likes from the same people after you have a conversation with them.
Oh,
you have
yeah.
100 conversations, you're going to get 100 likes guaranteed every time. I can promise you that, with about 50% of those people commenting every time.
Yeah, you can't just be gaining a bunch of followers and not interacting with them, because you kind of have to incorporate it.
Because then it turns into a fan page, which isn't always a bad thing, but yeah, you really can't sell to those people, and you really can't have a great community there, and you get deranked big time.
Yeah, if you're not having engaging content, then it's not really a community in the eyes of your audience. It's more of hey, I wish I could talk to this guy, but let's switch the role here. If you were interacting with them, they're gonna stay loyal forever.
Yeah, so I mean, you must be talking to everyone in the comments. You need to be liking people's posts, interacting with their posts. You can't get the one-way love. You got to give it both ways.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a
That
must.
sounded-
You
that
got to
sounded
give
a little
some,
weird,
and then you're
but-
gonna get some.
Oh yeah, you got to get some. Anyways,
But yeah, I mean, there's things that can happen if you're posting quality content. You have the chance of going viral. What can happen?
The
Top page
viral
ranking.
effect.
Then people notice you from the top page, drive traffic to your actual Instagram. Boom, hit 100 likes here, hit 100 follows there,
yeah.
and really scale
All
real
it
fast.
all it really takes is one video. The backpack kid off of the Gary Vaynerchuk video. He was explaining how all he did was just post a simple dance video for his friends, and then an account with 700,000 followers was
Few
like,
weeks
hey,
later,
hey, this is
800K,
this is funny. Do you care if I share it with my
800,000.
following? And he was like, yeah, sure. And so he shared it, and a couple days later, the kid's literally gaining like 40,000 followers
a day.
here and there.
Yeah, it's
We're
crazy.
like, oh my gosh.
And it's totally possible just from a simple video. So if you can get a video to go viral that stays relevant to your brand, oh, you're really in business then.
The kid's
But I mean,
famous
sticking
now.
to the way to get that 1,000 followers and scale and like get there like of like a consistent way with not being able to go viral. Here are some more things you can do. You need to make sure you're tagging and posting a perfect description for them to be able to interact with that post.
Oh yeah. So whenever I was back in high school and I was creating these pages for materialistic items, like I made an Instagram page, Chase, you remember, with
Yeah.
a bunch of like yachts and Rolexes and
right.
Bentleys, and these
Yeah.
these other pages with less followers than me, they would tag me in their photos that they would post in hopes that I would look at it, hopefully repost it to my following. But I was like, nah, son, I'm not giving you a shout out. I'm
Right,
just gonna
right,
keep growing
right.
my following.
And that's another thing. If you're building these pages, just like Jonathan was saying, like that's another way to like generate some side revenue for a side hustle.
Oh yeah, Instagram's just beautiful.
Another
honestly.
huge thing you
Just
need to be doing is
beautiful.
posting to your stories, tagging the location. We've talked about this many times on our videos, many times in podcasts. It's just one of those things that is like ranks on the top 10 list for what you need to be doing.
Yeah, stories are huge. Like I could-
Locations are massive.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
stories.
yeah. So as a digital agency, we're trying to reach as many business owners, entrepreneurs as possible, sharing the love, sharing the content. So I had a brilliant idea the other day. We were like, hey, you know what? If we tag an airport, I'm sure that's very popular for
Highly
business owners.
populated area.
We tagged the airport, and guess what? We gained 50 followers that day. And I was like, oh my God, it worked.
And yeah, not only that, I mean, out of the 50 followers, you got to think about the 1,000 people that traffic to our page because of that.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just, it's
beautiful.
not about sealing every single one of them. It's just a matter of like, hey, can you get any? And then how many people are going to engage with you? And
Yeah.
it works out.
Make sure that you're always testing things. Like if it wasn't for that idea and trying to find out if it worked or not, you're not really gonna reach those levels
Right.
of expectations.
A lot of businesses aren't using stories to their advantage because
Yeah.
they're like, what the hell would I post on a story?
Yeah,
it's one of
gotta
those things where you can
always
show
test.
what's going on in the background.
Test,
Restaurant.
test.
Hey, throw a story of the people cooking in there, showing the actual process. Hey, you're at a gym. What's like talk about the shipments that just
Every
came in of
location,
weights.
exactly. Every
Like, you
location.
need to show all the back stuff, and that's going to create like this authenticity with your audience because they're actually getting to see what's going on behind just the media itself.
behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's one of those things that can be interesting. So another thing you need to be doing is checking those analytics on your business Instagram. If you can track that stuff and just actually see what's working with your post and what's not, get rid of the stuff that didn't work and
Cut
keep
it.
the good stuff
Cut it
and
with
then
some
mimic
scissors.
and copy continuously
Yep.
what is working.
Test.
If it's good, keep it and keep doing it.
Yeah, make sure that you're cutting every single little thing that does not work. So if you see something that did horridly, that just dropped. If you see something that did horridly and you're like, wow, that's bad, cut it, dude. Cut it with a pair of scissors and be like, all right, this is working.
Not literally.
Let me 10x this. I'm gonna 10x my growth real quick.
Right. So more things. You need to focus on having a bio, including emojis in it also. It's one of those things that can capture that little bit more of engagement and like have those people catch it because like colors catch people's eyes faster than a white piece of text. Like we were posting a story that had white text that got 160 views. The next story we posted had colored rainbow text.
That got a
It
lot of
sounds weird.
engagement.
It got literally 3 times the amount of views.
Yeah, Chase showed me the Snapchat on the story, and he had gotten text, individual words, and changed the colors of the words. I was like, dude, I never would have thought of that. I was like, that's really creative. So you got to be sure to always test.
Yeah, always test everything.
Make sure you're experimenting.
I mean, you can look up stuff. I mean, even like Googling things, you're going to get some shady information on like people like, giving you like slow information, leading you on to something that's not even like actual value. So you need to make sure you find a quality source if you're going to be doing a lot of this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And do a ton of testing yourself. You can literally look at the analytics and find out what's working and what's not real quick once you have a track history.
Speaking of your bio, a huge part of the bio is using that link that Instagram gives you access to. You got to really use that to your advantage. So a lot of pages are making money with that link, right? They're putting affiliate links in there. They're putting their website for leads. Maybe they're
driving
incorporating
traffic to videos.
Yeah, maybe they're incorporating a funnel. Chase and I use that link right now to drive traffic to our YouTube channel.
Right, where we're giving out tons of free value. If you haven't looked at that, I mean, there's so much free stuff that we're giving out there. Like, we're not charging anyone. Like, you just quite literally are getting free content.
Yeah, you got to go check that out.
I mean, there's courses out there that are literally doing the exact same videos as us, except charging $500 to $1,000 just to do it.
Yeah, we're not going fancy on you guys anytime soon. Like, we're not going to charge you $1,000 for some info that we can give you for free.
So make sure you're paying attention to all that, because we're giving out a lot of value. We're giving out free books on Instagram. More things you need to be doing. You need to have your email in there. You need to have your phone number and whatever contact information that you want to get reached out to. Maybe it's not a phone number. Whatever it is, you need to make sure it's in the post itself. Not the post, the actual bio, because Instagram gives you a link where you can actually like input what you want to be messaged by. Do you want to be DM'd? Do you want to be reached out through a phone call, a text, an email, whatever it is, driving to a website? That is very imperative, because if someone makes that split-second decision that they want to reach out, you need to have a spot for them too.
Oh, yeah. So another thing that I wanted to touch up on was the tagging. I know I said that other pages were tagging me to see if I could like repost it, but I never talked about the actual fact that, hey, this is actually a good idea. So if you do tag pages, they will look at it. It just happens that I'm a jerk, and I was like, look, dude, I'm working hard on my page. I don't have time to boost yours right now. That's just, I was like, look, now is not a good time. But other pages aren't like me, right? They're not all jerks. They're going to look at you, hopefully like it, comment, and say, like, yeah, I don't mind sharing it as long as you share mine back. So you got to always be tagging people in those photos.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't believe what people will do in order to, like, reach out or give you shout outs. Like, it's amazing. Like, the like for like thing, no, that would take too long.
Yeah, I don't like the like for like.
Yeah, it's not something you want to embark upon. Then you're gross. Like, that's the wrong way to do it. That's just like, yeah, it's not authentic. No. But getting shout outs in the proper way. What I mean like by a shout out is like reaching out to an influencer and being like, hey, I can either A, give you money, or if you do a post for me, we'll be able to give you one of our products. Yeah. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
And that's authentic.
Another thing is for you personal people out there that are just looking to make a brand revolved around yourself and your personal image, what you need to be doing is, if you are trying to gain like clothing, apparel as a sponsor, if you're trying to get like workout shakes, whatever the case may be, what you're trying to gain, make sure that you're tagging those brands in your photo.
Oh, yeah.
So like if I'm trying to get a watch company to reach out to me, I'm going to post a picture of me with my watch, and I'm going to tag that company of the actual watch that I'm wearing. That way, if another company comes across my page, they're going to look at it and they're going to see that I tagged a watch company, and they're like, okay, this guy's willing to give shout outs to watch companies. They probably paid him, or if it's a huge brand like Gucci, they're probably thinking like, all right, they didn't pay him. Like, that didn't happen. So make sure it's kind of looking authentic if it's not, but make sure that you're tagging those in your photos if you're trying to reach that personal branding stage.
Yeah, we have a list of 100 more things you need to be doing, but the thing is, like, this podcast would go for years, but there's a few more things that we want to touch up on that are actually imperative and like something you really want to focus on.
Imperative, I like that.
Yeah, it's cross promoting your pages. So once you actually start getting a following, and you got to give incentives, reasons to start sending people to other platforms, because there's a million ways to get people followings on other social media platforms. But hey, nobody said it was a bad idea to or wrong of you to give a shout out to your own Twitter,
Yeah.
which can grow that following.
What-
Or use your Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and every other social media platform
Here's what you
send
need to
people
do.
Instagram.
Here's what you need to do. I stole this idea from Ty Lopez. He's also a big influencer in the social media / lifestyle game. What he did was he was having giveaways with cash moolah. I'm talking like stacks of bands of cash. And he was saying, guys, he was saying this on his Snapchat, by the way. Each story, he'd be saying, guys, go to my Instagram, comment on my photo, and tell me who wants to win this stack of cash, okay? Comment on that last photo. And you know what this did? That made everybody on Snapchat exit that app, go into Instagram, follow Ty Lopez if they're not already following him, and then comment on that photo. The man's genius, right? So what you got to do is learn from him. All right, you got to take that idea and use it for yourself. That's just one of the best ideas that I've ever seen. Like cross promoting, just the fact that you can do that.
So as you know, we do podcasts Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you actually don't know that,
They're
we have an
amazing,
Art
by
of
the way.
Social Media page group that we're sharing tons of content there, giving out free stuff as well. And you can totally interact with that community. It's authentic. There's regular posts in there. People are actually helping each other. It's
Yep.
not one of those things where it's just like you post your
Yeah,
post
it's
in there
not
and
one
say,
of those
"Hey, like it."
pages.
No,
It's not
we
one of
don't
those
accept
groups
that.
where you join and then you spam the group, because if we see that in our group, we're like, you're getting the boot, all right? We're not having that in our group because, one, we're a community and we stay together. Two, this is not a spam group and we don't allow that. So
Yeah,
you
it's
get the
all
boot
authentic.
if you try to spam, and then we block you from the group because you deserve it, and we hate spammers.
Yeah. So make sure that we're going live after these podcasts all the time. Either we're doing live videos with the podcast, or we're going live afterwards.
8 p.m. Central,
Yeah, 8
shameless
p.m.
plug.
We're going live on this on our social media pages. You can go to any single one of them. We're going to be
Yep.
live on all of them.
They're on
Tuesdays
CJ
and Thursdays,
Marketing,
8
and
p.m.
then
Central. So
on
whatever time zone
Facebook-
you're in, just check it out.
On Facebook, we don't go live with our business page. We go live with our personal. So
Which we shared our
share-
business page. You'll be able
Yeah.
to find it there.
So make sure you check that out.
Yep. So those
the
are some things
podcast,
that
homie.
you can do, and you can start getting some more value there. I hope that your business page starts to grow. And if you're in a position where you have like zero time to do all of that, reach out to us via email. We'd love to help you do some things for you.
Yep. Check out our website. Check out our social media, and give us a follow while you're there.
Alrighty. Well, that's the end of this podcast. Hope everybody enjoyed it.